Absolute Batman is a prisoner. Bane is his warden. And it's time to release the Croc. June, Gotham. Martha Wayne is already worried about her missing son, but Jim Gordon tries to calm her. Mar, it's only been a few days, he starts to explain, but she won't listen. Something's wrong with Bruce. She can feel it. Somewhere else, near Gotham, Dr. Arkham reaches down for her recorder and taps the button and begins her report on Subject 27 as she watches him on the monitors. Sedated male presented at 6 foot 9 inches, 421 pounds. 6 staff were required to carry him in. Removal of his costume triggered a series of booby traps. Numerous injuries incurred. The subject remains under heavy sedation. All data suggests he'll remain incapacitated for at least 48 hours. End doctor's log. Dr. Arkham explains. Bruce opens his eyes. He struggles to his feet and looks around. The cell is a blank white, but he finds the door. Reaching into his mouth, he removes the lockpick he hid within his upper jaw. He ignores the blood that fills his mouth as he picks the lock on the door. It slides open, and he moves into the shadows of the corridor outside. Bruce moves quickly, but cautiously, sliding past strange experiments behind glass walls. Begin doctor's log. The subject has escaped his environment and is currently at large. Initial visuals place him in the Southwest Complex, possibly en route to the clay biome, Dr. Arkham reports. Bruce moves into a new area. The ground seems to give and squish beneath his feet. He looks down as hands begin to rise up from the floor. It hurts! Hurts so bad! A voice whispers. Bruce's eyes widen in shock as a face begins to form beneath him, and he realizes the floor is made of morphing human flesh. The hands grasp at him, holding him in place and pulling him down. Get off! Bruce shouts, but he looks up as something massive steps from the shadows. Hello again, Bane says politely, before hitting Bruce hard enough to knock him out. The massive villain stares down as Bruce falls to the floor, his landing cushioned by the clay arms. Subject 27 apprehended by the Prime. Will need infirmary stay before being returned to his environment. End doctor's log. Dr. Arkham reports. Keep trying, please. Bane tells the unconscious man. Sometime in the past, the crew sits on the couch and watch Wayland's next opponent. That's him there, the big one. That's Bibbo, Wayland says as he points to the boxer. Bruce waves away the idea. He's not so big, Way, Bruce says. Oswald shakes his head. He looks pretty big to me, he points out. They watch as Bibbo hits his opponent again and again. See? His left is not as fast, Bruce says as he points at the screen. But Oswald shakes his head. That actually looked pretty fast, he points out. Wayland jumps up and starts to shadow box. I'm coming for you, Bibbo, he snaps. He turns back to the group who are looking at him with concern. Come on, he's not that tough, Wayland says with a shrug. But Oswald shakes his head. I mean, he looks pretty tough, he begins to point out. Shut up, Oz, will you? Harvey cuts him off. But Bruce is there for his friend, training with him every day, getting him ready for the fight. July, Gotham. Martha has gone to Harvey Dent for help. It's been a month since Bruce's disappearance. She's worried. Somewhere else, near Gotham, Dr. Arkham watches, reporting that Subject 27 has become more docile in his 45 days of captivity. He barely reacts to the staff that come in and clean his cell. It has stopped eating, forcing them to attach a feeding tube to his stomach. It's the staff's diagnosis that Subject 27 has finally fallen into total submission. and doctor's log. Dr. Arkham reports. The door to Bruce's cell slides open, and the cleaning staff walks in. Bruce's eyes snap open. He moves quickly, jumping to his feet and lashing out, kicking the first one in the chin, knocking him to the ground and spraying the wall with blood. Bruce whirls, hitting them again and again. Update. Staff diagnosis may have been premature. Dr. Arkham reports, explaining that Subject 27's docility was performative and that he had pulled out some of his own teeth and was using them as sharp weapons. He had also weaponized the feeding tube and was using it to spray stomach acid on the staff. Bruce whirls again, slashing one of the staff members across the face before lifting the feeding tube and spraying another. The sound of sizzling flesh and screams fill the cell. Perhaps the most impressive was what he did with his latrine. After collecting a large amount of guano inside and then urinating on it for weeks, Subject 27 was able to create a highly flammable compound, not unlike gunpowder, which he then used to explode the wall of his cell, Dr. Arkham reports. The wall detonates outward, and Bruce moves into the shadowy corridors beyond. He doesn't move slowly this time, running past the experiments he saw before. He slips past the cells and disappears into the walls. Reports imply that Subject 27 may have gone north, towards the Isley ecosystem, Dr. Arkham explains. Bruce keeps moving, now finding a massive forest within the compound. He steps into the trees, but suddenly he turns as one of the trunks opens eyes and stares at him. Vines reach out and wrap around his body, holding him tightly. Something steps from the trees. Strange creatures made of bark and muck. Out! The green wants out! A female voice whispers. She opens her mouth and vines shoot forward, pulling at Bruce and writhing into his mouth and eyes. Let us out! The woman hisses, but a massive hand reaches out and grabs the tree woman's head, ripping it from her body and tossing it away. Hey there, Bane says to Bruce as he stalks closer. He raises his fists and begins to pummel Bruce again and again. So close. Don't give up, please, Bane tells him. August, Gotham. Martha Wayne has begun to hand out flyers. No one has seen Bruce. Somewhere else. Bruce gets to his feet. His head is shaved. Strange green veins are beneath his skin. Dr. Arkham reports. Day 91. Subject 27 shows remarkable resilience. After 2 weeks of surgeries, he has managed to survive the full cycle, unlike all 26 subjects before him. 27's body is ready. All that remains is for him to finally surrender in spirit, she reports. She believes that he has, but the primes suggest that they test him one last time. Bruce turns. The Batsuit is hanging in his cell, staring at him. But Bruce shakes his head and turns away. Just leave me alone. It's over. Don't you get it? There's no winning. Bruce hisses at it, but he turns back. The cowl continues to stare at him. The cell wall explodes outwards as Batman thunders through it, his massive axe in hand. He doesn't slow. He isn't cautious. He pushes through the shadowy corridors, past the experiments. He comes to another enclosure. The sign's naming it the Langstrom Experiments. The staff watches from an enclosed cell as Batman comes to a stop. Creatures slink from the shadows before him. Grotesque monsters. People that have been warped and mutated into animal hybrids. A bat-like creature leads the pack. Help us! It hisses. Batman stares at them. His mind wandered back to Waylon. His friend leans against the ropes of a training ring, Alright, full honesty. You believe I can win, right? Bruce? Waylon asks. Bruce glances at his friend. Of course I believe you can win. You're Waylon Croc Jones. Now let's get back into the ring, Bruce told him. Batman looks at the monsters before him. I don't know how to help you, he says softly. Then make it stop, the monsters groan. But suddenly, Bane leaps from the shadows, lashing out with a kick that sends Batman through a nearby glass cell. I knew you had more in you. We're more alike than you know, Bane tells him. He moves forward, prepared to keep hitting Batman. But something flashes from the cell that Batman shattered. A massive lizard-like creature leaps free and slams into Bane. The big fighter tries to get to his feet, but the green creature lashes out with its tail, knocking him into another glass cell, shattering the glass and landing on the staff, killing them instantly with his size. Batman struggles to his feet and looks at the man-Croc in shock as it eats two more scientists. The creature turns, and Bruce recognizes his friend's face. Waylon? He gasps. He steps forward slowly. Wait, it's me, Bruce, Batman whispers. The Croc leans in and sniffs him. Bane struggles to his feet and looks up. He finds Batman before him, riding on the back of the Killer Croc. The monster lets out a roar before the pair leap away, disappearing into the shadows of the compound. Subject 27 continues to exceed expectations, just as the Prime and I predicted. He and Mutation 523 are fleeing to the sewers. Dr. Arkham reports before ending her log. She turns as Bane approaches her. Excited for the final phase? She asks. Bane nods his head solemnly. Very excited, Dr. Arkham. Because now I truly get to break him. And that was the complete story for Absolute Batman, issue 10 by Scott Snyder. We finally learned that Waylon has become the absolute Killer Croc and has teamed up with Batman for the time being. What is going to happen next? We'll just have to wait until next time. But let me know what you thought about today's video in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you want more videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.